During the first week of May, the established order of the Nigerian music charts was effectively shattered by Asake's fourth studio album, Money. The album generated 56.5 million on-demand streams in its first 7 days, surpassing the previous first-week record held by Davido's album, Timeless. The density of this takeover is visible in the Top 100 Singles chart. Asake held the first 7 spots consecutively, eventually placing 9 individual tracks within the top 10. This concentration of chart volume represents more than a successful launch. It indicates a structural shift in how African music is consumed at scale. This absolute monopoly on the charts serves as a case study for a new, hyper-scalable era of Nigerian musical exports. According to a market intelligence report by Regalstone Capital, the Nigerian music industry is currently valued at approximately $600 million in annual earnings. Industry revenues are projected to scale from $600 million to over $1 billion by 2033. Individual platforms are growing even faster. Spotify payouts to Nigerian artists doubled in a single year, reaching roughly $38 million in 2024. The standard industry assumption is that capturing these global revenues requires a generalized sound, a softening of regional traits to appeal to Western streaming algorithms. Asake's strategy is the inverse. His #1 track, Gratitude, is built on indigenous Yoruba spirituality, opening with a live choral performance in isiZulu and utilizing heavy traditional percussion. His success suggests that cultural depth is becoming a viable engine for achieving global scale. In the track Gratitude, Asake addresses his rise by explicitly rejecting external pressures. He frames the song as a retreat from the expectations of mainstream stardom. He utilizes a specific lyrical metaphor, noting that you cannot please everyone on earth, because even Jesus Christ was nailed to the cross by humans. For Asake, this comparison justifies a complete disregard for critics. If a figure of absolute good faced public execution, there is little utility in living a life shaped by public opinion. It is a deep irony that an album he claims to have written for himself, actively ignoring fan expectations, it became his most heavily consumed work. This suggests that a commitment to spiritual and personal authenticity can actually act as a magnet for a mass audience. This diagram shows the concept of the third space. It is a fluid cultural terrain where deep local traditions and global pop formats interact to create a hybrid identity. Asake engineers this space through constant linguistic code switching, seamlessly merging English, Yoruba, and Nigerian Pidgin. He anchors his unique sound in indigenous Fuji rhythms and Yoruba adages, but wraps them in high-end global production techniques. This cultural foundation is an extension of his previous album, Lungu Boy. He uses the Yoruba term lungu to describe a hidden, authentic personal space where one is free to be themselves. With the M-Money album, he expands these markers further, opening with South African isiZulu vocals and using a marble sculpture by an Iraqi ditch artist for the cover. He doesn't translate his culture for a global audience. He requires the global audience to enter his personal lungu. This localized strategy has resulted in a career radiating outward from Lagos, cementing his status as a globally recognized entity, Mr. Money worldwide. Rather than alienating international listeners, this concentration of unapologetic Africanness has become a point of fascination. His dominance at the top of the charts provides a model for the broader Afrobeats movement and the Nigerian creative ecosystem. For investors and policymakers, it demonstrates that deep cultural preservation is an effective way to build a bankable global asset. This specific blend of local depth and global format is now a central component of an industry racing toward $1 billion valuation. The commercial success of the M-Money album and the Gratitude single points to a specific strategic conclusion. Global reach is not necessarily achieved by chasing a generalized audience or a specific streaming algorithm. Asake's trajectory suggests that massive commercial scale can be built by retreating inward, mastering an authentic, spiritual space rather than compromising it for broad appeal. By building his art for his own spiritual peace, he created a space that the entire world wanted to enter.